I do not belong here. This is wild. Can you see this? Can you see the space?
Just like that, yeah, just like that. Just like that, yeah, just like that. Just like that, yeah, just like that. Just like that, we're moving too fast.
Okay, so that was interesting. I just boarded, but they asked me to take off my hat and do a face scan. So I got some interesting notifications about that when I was checking in about Face ID and stuff, but I didn't totally understand what it was. But I just boarded my flight without showing proof of me other than my face. That's cool.
I'm so excited. I am so excited. This is my first time ever being in business class, ever being able to lay down flat on an international flight. I can't even pretend like I'm too cool for this or like this is something that I do all the time because I don't.
9 hours and 45 minutes, one or two little lumps and bumps about an hour into the flight, and after that it's looking smooth. Weather in London's chilly but nice and calm, and between the two it should be nice and smooth for our flight today. Joined on the flight deck by my two colleagues, senior first officers Chris and Harry, and in the cabin of an excellent team led by Anna.
Hey Harry. Okay, they just came through and
Good evening, everybody, and welcome aboard this Virgin Atlantic flight bound
was not, but it is now.
My name is Anna, and I'm the flight
announcements.
service manager on
If you
this
didn't
evening's
know
flight, and
this,
it's my absolute pleasure welcoming you
flight
all.
attendants actually they're not there to serve you drinks or make you comfortable. They're there to
in preparation for our
make
departure.
sure you
So at this
survive.
time, cabin crew
They're there for
handles
safety.
departure cross-check and ensure
So,
toilets
anyway,
are
the
occupied
flight
and
attendant
locked
just
off
came
the
through,
table.
made sure my screen was up because the safety announcement is coming.
So I've seen these business class suites before, but always from afar, from economy or maybe the next class up. But I have never actually been able to sit in one and enjoy one, and it's insane how big they are, how much space there is, how much storage space there is, and how flippin' comfortable it is.
Oh my gosh, it is so worth the extra space. I have so much room. I have so much space.
Enjoy the services and entertainment that Virgin Atlantic has to offer. Thank you.
Okay, so if you are unfamiliar with oh my god, I just wanted to turn the lights on. Oh, there we go. Okay. Well, the lights don't shine on me. It's just so awkward. I accidentally called the flight attendants. I think I canceled it, so I mean it's okay. But that's so awkward. I was just trying to get some light on me so I could talk to y'all. So I don't know. We took off. This just feels so weird. It feels so weird. This feels so like I don't belong here. But there's so much room. I have space. I have space to put my things. I have space to put my body. I have space to watch. This is wild. It's wild. It's so shocking. This isn't near the bare minimum of what air travel is. But it's not. Anyway, it's lovely. I'm comfortable. I barely knew we took off. It feels like the Wild West up here. It feels like it feels like a bridge. That's not that funny. That's what it feels like, and it's because that's what it takes. literally took one trip to the bathroom for me to realize that this is the pain in the ass cabin. The amount that people are complaining and asking, like 2 different people were having problems like turning their seats into beds, and like we literally just took off. And 2 other flight attendants are dealing with like beverage issues. I don't know. You know what I'm realizing? Well, I think I was going to be the least fussy person in this cabin today. Okay, so I was salty too soon. He just came by. Number 1, opted for a gin and tonic right now with a water as well. I chose my meal choices, which just the vegetarian option. One thing I did not do, there's a breakfast sheet in our menu that I have not filled out yet, and I need to fill out my breakfast. Depending on which breakfast I choose, I'll either be woken up an hour and a half before we land or 45 minutes before we land for breakfast. So I don't know. That's what's happened so far. This is different than economy.
The food, it was great. The champagne was lovely, the dessert was lovely, and it felt like more than enough. It wasn't a little cafeteria tray in economy with whatever's left over.
Okay, we had an appetizer, we had our entree. So for me, that was a ravioli, a vegetarian ravioli. And now we have a cheese course. I was offered cheese with port. Port is I just went through it in my stories trying to figure out what port is. Port, I semi-knew what port is, but I was not 100% sure. Port is a fortified wine. It's technically fortified Portuguese wine. But port is any fortified wine. So it's fortified with like wine, like distilled wine spirits. So it's essentially a stronger wine, but it also tends to be sweeter and it tends to be thicker. So it's a dessert thing. It's like a lovely thing to have. Yeah, it's like a dessert wine. It's red wine, what you would expect from a red wine, but also sweet and like just. It goes down real easy. Yeah, it's like really strong wine and super sweet grape juice had a baby. That's port. Okay, so how's it going? It definitely is worth what I paid for it. It is not what most of these people paid for it. I think that's my takeaway. I'm only an hour and a half into the flight. It's not time for takeaways, so I'm gonna drag that. We'll see what happens. It's lovely. It's lovely. It's so comfortable. It's so comfortable. But is it worth it? That's the question. That's the question. Like, what is it worth? What's it worth? This could possibly be more comfortable, but what is it worth?
The most wild thing for me was the fact that I could lay down completely flat. That is such a game changer. I can't even begin to figure out how many international flights I've taken in economy where I've gotten to my destination so tired from not sleeping well on the plane that I have wasted the first day or so that I'm in a new place just recovering and getting my body back on a sleep schedule.
Good morning. I said best sleep for like 5 hours, 6 hours, something like that. I think it's time for breakfast. Nothing's telling you that other than my stomach, but there's 2 hours left in the flight. So, man, I don't want to like get up. I think I need to get up. I think it's time. I'm trying to get rowdy. Just landed at London Heathrow and it's 11 a.m. We took off at 6 p.m. last night and like I'm ready to go. Like I feel like I got a full night of sleep. I didn't, but I get it now. I get it. I get like traveling for business purposes and you either need to get work done or you need to actually sleep so you can be productive when you arrive. I get it. Especially if your company is paying for it. How much did I pay for it? Well, I booked this ticket like almost the day that it became available, like the second it went on sale. So I was probably one of, if not the first people to book. And I was able to get this upper class ticket and a return ticket in premium, which is like the middle class, for $2,400. So this first flight probably like $1,300 or $1,400 when I purchased it. For comparison, last week I looked at this flight and the same ticket was $9,000 one way for that suite for upper class. So would I have paid $9,000 for it? Absolutely not, ever. But would I pay $1,400 for it? Yeah, I did, and might have been worth it. I don't know. It's hard. It's a hard call to make. It's definitely not an easy decision. It's expensive. And like, while it was great to have extra space to be able to lay down, the service wasn't that different. I mean, honestly, they weren't really that attentive. The food was fine. It was great. It was fine. So it was, elevated airplane food, I would say. So, here we are again, where like, it's like, I feel like we had the same discussion when I was flying in first class for the first time. It just feels like it shouldn't be that special. Being comfortable while you fly shouldn't be that special. The difference between a flight where you're super uncomfortable and where you're comfortable should not be the difference of like thousands of dollars. In my opinion, I don't know. Can we figure out a way to like cram us in where we can still lay down? I don't know, something. I just did customs in London at Heathrow, and I used a kiosk. Like, I didn't have to talk to a person. I just scanned my passport, and like, as long as like there's no issues, like it's all electronic. It's like kind of like global entry in the U.S., but for everyone, and you don't like pay for it and register for it. So that's cool. Okay, and it looks like our bags are here because we're Virgin. We're in London Heathrow. We're flying Club Europe on British Airways, so let's go. Challenging experiences with Heathrow Airport security a few months ago, just in that it just like there were just huge delays, and they're very strict, and it seemed like they were understaffed, and I almost missed a flight, and it wasn't a fluke. It happened again today. Not just to me, like to everyone. Apparently they're understaffed. Apparently, I don't know. Some people say it's from COVID. Some people say it's from Brexit. But if you can imagine, it was like much more frustrating and infuriating than our American TSA, which is saying a lot. They're way more strict. I don't know that I have a problem with that. I think the issue is they don't have the staff. They don't have the people to like be more strict. Like they don't have, there was a line of like 9 bags behind mine that needed like secondary like viewing. And mine was just because I had a cologne sample that wasn't in a bag. Like I fly with those all the time in the US. I'm in a different country. So let's be clear. I'm in a different country. I realize the rules are different. So it's totally my fault. But that's very strict. I'm sure it's for good reason. But that's all it was for me, and I didn't, this time I only had to wait maybe like 25 minutes for my bag to be screened a second time. The last time I waited almost an hour just to have like it was a similar thing. Again, my fault, I had a liquid in the bag, but it's also kind of an easy mistake. Like, yeah, you can't have it, but it's an easy mistake. Anyway, whatever, you don't want to hear me whine about Heathrow security, but it's a mess. So if you, and I assumed it was like the UK, and I don't think it is. It sounds like it might be specifically a Heathrow issue. So my advice, if flying through Heathrow, look at those rules, triple check that bag, all those liquids. But if you are not careful, you'll miss your flight. Like people were flipping out everywhere, like every line. It wasn't just like the line that I was in. Like it's a like big persistent problem, and it's happened 3 times now. So I don't think it was a fluke. Anyway, I flew on British Airways for the first time. It was mostly great. It was interesting. It was different. I flew Club Europe, which is their like business class. But I've heard the airlines doing this. I just have never flown in that class on an airline that does it. But they don't. So Club Europe, it's their business class. Like I equate it to like American first class. But the difference is they're regular economy seats, but what they do is they block off the middle seat. So everyone is guaranteed to either have an aisle or a window seat, and there's nobody in the middle seat. So that was lovely. This seat was an economy seat, so it was not super comfortable. It was an economy seat. It was fine. Fine. I survived. But, it wasn't a nice, cushy first class seat. But I think I could say the food might have been like one of, if not the best airplane meals I've ever had. It was like some sort of paneer, tofu, Indian, like butter tikka masala situation. I don't really know what it was, but it was really, really, really good. It was really, really good. All the flight attendants were awesome. I don't know if they were like that in the whole plane or if we got extra kindness up in Club Europe. But they were overly nice and helpful, like for sure, like definitely a step above average. Everything else was great. I think my only complaint was the Wi-Fi. Like how spoiled are we that we have Wi-Fi like when we're 30,000 feet in the air? So, I get that and I am grateful for that. But, first they charge, I paid some money to be in Club Europe. And so it kind of feels weird that then you still have to pay like £7 for Wi-Fi for both devices. I had to pay, I guess it was like £14. So that's like a little under $20 US dollars for Wi-Fi for both devices for the whole flight. And it worked for about 30 minutes and then was down for the rest of the flight. So it was kind of like a frustration double whammy. And the thing is, like, normally I'd be like, okay, that's a very first world problem, and it is. But the problem is I was planning to work, and when, like, you say you have Wi-Fi, people assume you have Wi-Fi. I am now kind of, not screwed, but, like, now I'm at the hotel and I got like an hour and a half of work to do that I meant to get done on the plane, but couldn't get done because I didn't have the Wi-Fi that I was expecting. So I get that it's not reliable yet. It's new technology. I'm sure there's so many kinks to work out, but like, I don't know. So maybe don't promise it or maybe don't charge for it until you can ensure that you have like an acceptable product that works. Or maybe this flight was a fluke, and this is the only British Airways flight that has ever had Wi-Fi problems. That could be too. But all in all, it was great. It was great. Good morning. We are on our way from the Citizen M Hotel at Amsterdam Schiphol Airport last night. We're headed back to the airport to catch my next flight to Los Angeles, and we're in world business class. For the first time. Daddy splurged. Okay, I was warned about this when I checked in. She said if you have been potentially selected for a randomized some additional screening. And I just got a text message from KLM saying, hey, please check in at the gate below. We need more information, blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. We'll see what that's about. Feels like I'm in trouble, but I don't think I should be. So I realize how silly this is, but I have to admit, I'm kind of excited to fly in business class on KLM because of you get these little Dutch row house figurine things. And that's not even my thing, but that's probably why they do it. It works. What? I think I'm gonna get one. I just got chosen for something. So I was like, extra security at the gate. I had to like unpack everything, and they like swabbed everything for explosive material, dust and stuff. A huge machine that they were using had a big sticker on it that said US only. So I'm guessing that it's some requirement of the US. But it was nice, but it was intense. So far, so good. They just came through with champagne, orange juice, water, whatever you wanted. I'm on a Dreamliner. That's pretty cool. I think it's my first time. Pretty sure it's my first time on a Dreamliner. So, not the worst way to experience a Dreamliner for the first time now, is it? Okay, they just brought the amenity kit. Let's see what's in it. This is hand disinfectant. We'll use that. Already a step up from Virgin. Virgin's comes in a probably more ecologically sustainable recyclable pouch. But this is like, I can totally reuse this. I don't know if it's my vibe, but it's like a legit little thing. It's aggressive. Okay, we've got booties, socks, not booties, they're socks. Eye mask, a pen, electronics, earplugs, brush for my teeth, and lip balm. Face moisturizer, toothpaste, all the essentials to arrive refreshed. Definitely a step up. And hopefully nobody's doing this for the amenity kit. But definitely a step up from Virgin's for sure. Kale and rituals. I don't know what that means. I would guess it's some, like a branded experience of theirs or something. I don't know. There we go. There it is. Want to watch another video? Click here. Want to learn more about my upcoming trips? Click here. Want to subscribe and like all my videos and turn those bell notifications?